Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Seek and Destroy. And today we are going to do a Transformer video. And I know I said I wasn't going to do any more of these like a year ago when I made my last Transformer video, but I didn't anticipate something like Blokees or Blockies, however you want to pronounce it, coming out. These are cool little model kits that you can buy, and they have different stages of them. There's the Defender, Galaxy version here, which are like small little versions of the characters, and they run about $3 or $4 each, like in a mystery box format. And this is a full box of them, so chances are we're going to get a full set of these characters, at least the base ones for the most part, and maybe one of the variants if we're lucky, because these work kind of like trading cards a little bit with some rarities, which is kind of cool. So there's some repaints or some that come with extra weapons or accessories. It's pretty neat. And so this is something that we started on our birthday. I think finally the first video went up. We made a short of the first Blockies, box that we opened, and it was like a Galaxy version, I think 2 with Grimlock on it, and we ended up getting Grimlock in it, the robot form, which is awesome. So I said, you know what? Let's just keep going. And Blue got into these. He bought a couple of them, and now we're building a collection. As you can see back here, Blue went a little wild, but they had a box of these at Walmart not too long ago, and they were half off. So it was like 45 bucks for a big box, like a bigger box than these. So these are the first series Defender Class 1, like series 1 of them. So you have their Galaxy Shining, and we're going to get 12 characters in this set. So this is our first full box of the Defender class, and I can't wait to see, like the full set. And I heard you get like a little insert, which looks like there's a card there. It looks like in these boxes, if you buy the box like outright, with the sealed and everything, you'll get something inside like this. And so we got, oh, look at that, sick, just like a piece of art, that has the characters on it and some of the ones you're going to get in this set here. So pretty awesome. And then you got the logo on the back. So digging that, man. Let's fold this box upright, just like trading cards, which is kind of cool. This is kind of our newer hobby. We decided to kind of get rid of trading cards since Topps took over Marvel. It's kind of outpriced us, and it's a different fan base. They kind of go after hardcore card collectors, and it feels a little bit more like gambling than it does collecting lately. So we decided to go away from that and find a new hobby. And it was cool that we got brought back to Transformers through Blockies here. And they got Marvel ones coming out, Minions, other sets, and and I've seen a lot of people, because Blue's been watching them, a lot of people online opening these up and stuff. So this one I haven't seen opened. I haven't watched anyone's videos. As you can see, you get 12 characters inside. And I believe, not on the box there, but inside, if you open this, you get Optimus. On the back here, you got the 12 characters that you can most likely get. So you got these 10 down here, and then some kind of variation of these up here that you could get. So I think you're guaranteed these 12. These 12 too. So Bumblebee, the Brilliant version, and Ironhide, the Glittering version, those are all 1 out of 12. So you're most likely going to get those 12 in a box, but you have a shot, instead of getting that Megatron or that Optimus Prime, you do have a chance at getting one of these special Galaxy versions of those characters. So pretty cool. We're going to go box, one at a time, and this might be a slightly long video depending on how I edit it, but we're going to go through, open these up, and show off each figure and talk about them. So one thing I noticed when I open the other ones is that opening the boxes sometimes can be tough. Sometimes that you'll get one that just gets really stuck on you. But inside each box, you get a bag of parts for your character, and you'll get your instructions that kind of break down everything. Now, some of the later ones, I think, came with like little cards, so they kind of gave away which character was in your box. I think this one just gave us away. I believe this might be the Glittering Ironhide, if we're going off of the instructions. So sometimes they do spoil who you're getting in the bag. So let's see if that is correct here. And it is. Look at that. And he comes with a coin. Check that out. We got a Megatron Transformer coin from Blockies. I've seen it pronounced Blokees online. Like if you look it up and Google the pronunciation, I've seen Blokees. So, I try to say that when I can, but I noticed that most people I've seen online, that talked about these toys, or at least the few I've seen, but all of them have said Blockies. So, I might go back and forth on pronunciation there. But we got our coin there, and then you got all your parts. So it's pretty simple. you got your instructions here. And I think we've built a couple of these now, so we don't really need the instructions, but these are part of the legs. So you just take these pieces, snap them together, and you got one leg. And then usually you look for like a smaller thin piece. So something like that, which is in this case translucent. These might be a little hard to see. And then you just snap it in there. Hold on. Boom. And then boom, you got one leg. And then here we got one of the feet. So again, it has the instructions here if you want to follow it. But we've built like 2 or 3 of these little ones. I myself have, and Blue more than me, a lot more than me. So he, you know, we kind of got this down now of how to do this, at least for these little Defender versions. But these are really cool. Like I said, if you buy them locally, like one of our local comic shops, they sell these little ones for like $4 a piece, which is a little bit of a markup. But not a bad markup. I think they average between $3 and $3.50 a piece if you buy them directly from Blokees. So yeah, you have some options there. If you buy them from Blokees, their website is pretty good about, like, if you spend a certain amount, getting free shipping, and they get to you pretty quickly. Depending, sometimes orders, like, they seem to sell out of stuff, but they always try to go back into production, it looks like, and get more of these out as quickly as possible. So hopefully nothing's retired yet officially. So a lot of these have just been hitting the States for the first time, but they've been out in other countries for a while now. So we got our 2 legs. So boom, there. We got our chest piece here and our back piece. So we'll just snap those together. One of the cool things I like about some of the other ones we have is that they light up. Actually, our sound wave that Blue has and built actually talks, which is cool. There's like a $40 version called the Action Series, and they're much bigger. They're, like 10 or so inches tall once you finish building them, and they come with a bunch of cool accessories. And in the Soundwave case, he actually talks. He has lines from the show programmed into him. So yeah, this series has been amazing. Like, I think they've done some really good stuff with these characters and just bringing their alt modes and their robot modes to you at a really cheap price. I know they don't transform, and that's kind of the best part about Transformers sometimes, is you get to transform them, but I like seeing representation of the characters, and Blue does too. We don't really sit around and fiddle with them like we used to transform them. So this is a nice thing. We get our fiddle, motions out of the way as we build them, and then afterwards you can, store them on your shelf, and they look really cool, and you can put them in all kind of action poses because of the posability. So there we got one arm there. Again, just 3 pieces make up the arms and the legs. I think the legs are 4 technically, because you got to snap the front and the back on together. But snap that in, you get the fist, put that in place, put the weapon in, boom. All right. And then lastly, you get the head, but you get these cool piece that goes inside that'll make the eyes the color that it's supposed to be. So he's got his light blue eyes there, Ironhide. And then snap it in, and then there you go. You got this awesome, very posable, kind of like a little Gundam model in a way, but it's like a half point between like a Gundam and a Lego set, which I really like. So if you're a builder out there, this is a cool thing to just build and get, collecting, but also the end result is just wicked, because you get these awesome characters that you can pose in different ways, which is pretty sick. And I want to stop right here because we got our first vehicle. Now, there are some vehicle modes and alt modes for these robots, and which I like, because these ones in particular all form Devastator, as we found out. So now there's 3 waves of these Defender classes out, with a 4th one dropping any day now, or recently. I think I saw some posts about it. And what's cool is that in the first 3 series, they put all of these characters out that form Devastator, which is really, really awesome. So you have our first combiner, and you can actually buy a box like this for $5 that has like the head of Devastator and some of the joint pieces. So you can take 6 of these vehicles, put them together, and make a combiner and actually make Devastator. So we have Scavenger here, who's going to be our first vehicle towards Devastator, which is awesome. So one day when we get all of those characters, we will definitely have to do a video where we build Devastator for sure. I'm sure everyone else is already going to have theirs out there, so I don't know if it's too late, by the time we get Devastator, we may not post a video, but we'll at least post pictures or something, or do like a collection update to show all the ones that we have. So for sure, keep an eye out for that. All right. And we didn't even need the instructions for that one, which is cool. It's pretty, straightforward, which a lot of these are, so even though we never built this vehicle before, it was pretty easy to figure out. And, oh, hold on, let's get this locked in. Cool. Awesome. So there you go. You got Scavenger, our first bot and vehicle on our way towards Devastator, which I said it's going to take us some time to get them because you got to buy all 3 sets. And right now we just have Defender Class 1 here and a couple, I think, random ones that Blue has. So we're still far away from completing Devastator, but still cool, looks awesome, and I can't wait to see when we build Devastator one day. We still have 6 boxes left, so 6 more characters to get. But I just want to show off that we got Prowl, which is awesome. Obviously, Scavenger, Optimus Prime, Thundercracker, and we got the brilliant or gold Bumblebee, gold bug version almost. But yeah, really, really cool. I like the paint job on that. That's sick. And then, of course, we got the glittering or translucent Ironhide, which was our first box. So these are our 6 we got. Each one obviously came with the instructions. So you got the instructions for the character, and you also got one of these chips. So like I said, in one of the other boxes, we got this chip or card was on the outside, and it kind of spoiled who the bag was. I kind of like the reveal of opening the bag and seeing who's inside. So hopefully we did a good job on that, even though I sped up the footage. But these are 6 of the characters you can get in this first wave. And now let's open the last 6 boxes. Box, which means Megatron. So are we going to have some last pack magic and get Megatron as the rare one, or are we going to get regular Megatron? I think either way, I'm cool. I know I'm getting a Megatron, so that's very exciting. But this was in the bottom or back right corner. So if you're getting the box and they were like, 4, 4, and 4, it was the back right corner is where this pack is. So I don't know if they're all mapped the same or what, but I'm just saying that in case someone's in a store and they're looking for Megatron. At least in this box, he's in the back right corner. So let's see which Megatron we got. Oh, and no worries. It's standard Megatron, but that is okay. Wait, no. Wait. Special Galaxy. We got it. No way. We got the special Galaxy type of Megatron. So let's go ahead and build them and we'll talk about it. Dude, and check him out. And I got to make a correction. He's not 1 in every 144 boxes, neither is the Prime. They're 5 in every 144 boxes. So that increases the odds. So it's pretty good. If you get a box, there's a decent chance, not a great chance, but a decent chance that you could get one of the Galaxy type, either Megatron or Optimus. And the fact that we got the Megatron is so sick. He looks amazing. I love this figure. It's awesome. And let's do some kind of glamour shots of these. I'll have them go up on screen there so you can see them. In the back half of this box, we got Sideswipe, but he's from the Shattered Glass universe. So that's like the alternate universe where the Autobots are the villains and the Decepticons are the heroes. So of course, every comic book and cartoon universe has something like that where there's an alternate version where everything's backwards. So that's what this is. So Shattered Glass Sideswipe, which is really sick. I love the paint details on him, especially like this kind of off blue green kind of color. It is really sick. It's awesome. I like it. It looks really good. Then we also got a lot of vehicle modes on the back half. So for those of you who are looking for vehicles, it seemed like the back 6 had a lot more vehicles in it because we got the glittering Bumblebee here in vehicle mode. So that's really cool. He looks awesome. I love the windshield, has like that classic 84 kind of lighting effect in a way, like that animation style. So really, really neat. I like that they did that vehicle. We also got Thundercracker in his jet mode. So the fact that we got Bumblebee and Thundercracker in robot mode and in their alt modes in this series is really awesome. Same with Scavenger. We got Scavenger as a vehicle in the first half of the box. We got his robot mode in the back half of the box, which is, he's looking awesome. I really hope to get all the Constructicons as individual robots and all the vehicles so I can build Devastator. That's just going to be a great looking collection there. And I know Blue wants that. He's more excited for Bruticus, which is apparently something they're going to start doing in Series 4 onward. So, hopefully that'll be awesome and, we can make something, show pictures of that. I'm sure he'll share it on his Instagram. And that's what he plans to do. So if you like these videos where we're talking about the blocky stuff, definitely follow Blue on Instagram. He's going to be posting a lot of like glamour shots of these things as we get them and collect them. So be sure to follow him on there. He's Autobot Blue or at Autobot Blue on Instagram. So yes, we also got Optimus Prime's vehicle mode, his truck mode, on the back half of the box, which looks stellar. And then lastly, we got the Megatron. Again, that's really cool Galaxy type version, 5 in every 144 boxes. The metal, paint job on it, like a gunmetal kind of color on the legs and the fists. I mean, just looks awesome. And his eyes are kind of a glimmering, shiny red. I just love this. This is a really cool figure. All of these are, for, like I said, these are $3 to $4 each, depending on where you buy them, if you just buy a single box. And if you get a whole box, if you get like the 12 pack, that comes with the big card, like I said, and you get pretty much one of each character in the set. And that's only runs you about $36 plus tax, or up to $40, depending on where you get them from. So not bad at all. I love this. I'm going to kind of put them all out here. We got Optimus, Megatron, Prowl, Bumblebee, Thundercracker, Ironhide. Not a bad collection at all for the price. Oh, we got Scavenger's vehicle mode too. Almost forgot that. Sweet. Like I said, running like $36 plus tax to get all of this is pretty awesome as a Transformer fan, because these are, probably as close as we'll get to like minifigures. We had Creo at one point and stuff and other things, but these are nice because you can actually pose them. I've seen people make stop motions of these. Blue is like a big fan. He's dove way into this. As you can see, like I said, behind me, that whole Transformers 1 line that he got, and then like 1 or 2 other mystery boxes that we picked up. Really cool thing to collect, especially with Transformers. A lot of toys have been pricing us out. A lot of hobbies have been pricing us out, and it's just hard to track some of this stuff down, and we've cut back a ton. But this is one of those things that I told Blue, I said, you know what? This is in our price range, and this is cool. It's really, really cool. These figures are awesome. They look good on the shelf. You can do action scenes with them. Some of them come with, I think, like blast effects and other things, and so they full on do a good job. Blokees to you know build your creativity. So if you want to make stop motions with these, if you want to do toy photography, if you just like building, if you're like a Lego and Gundam type fan, I mean, this scratches a lot of itches, and they look really good, and they're affordable. And like I said, we got the gold coin in this box too. All the instructions here for each of the characters, and we got the big card, which we will have to frame. I know that Blue's going to want to add this to our new setup here, where everything's like future city. I let him design the apartment, so everything's been redone. So anyway, this is really neat. Again, go check them out if you're interested. I'll put a link down below to Blokees website, to the Transformer one, but they have other stuff on there. There's other properties that they own. Ultraman, I think they're doing Minions, and Marvel will hopefully come to the States at some point. So a lot of great stuff. We'll try to make some more videos, or at least do a collection video before the end of Seek and Destroy. So even though I said a year ago or whenever that we weren't doing any more Transformer content, you got a little bit more out of us. I mean, these are just too cool. And we have some work news that we might share with you guys at some point, if that, depending on how that goes, that might involve Transformers as well. So keep your fingers crossed for us. We've been very busy in our hiatus, and we are ending the channel by the end of the year, but it's for good reasons, and we'll get more into that as we get near the end. But for now, we'll try to pop some videos up in the meantime to wrap out our shows and get us to our milestone. So thanks so much for watching the show. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know down below what you think of these, and if you're going to pick any up. Thanks so much. See you in the future. Peace.